Hi, I'm Nigel from Brisbane. Today's the second day of my vlog, and today I spent quite a bit of time looking through books to see what I might be able to focus on instead of focusing on the screen. So what I'll do is I'll take you through a tour of some of the books that I've had sitting on shelves waiting to be used, and then we'll have a look at them as I go through them over the next days. But for now, let's go through one shelf and then I'll go through a second book pile that I've got waiting for me. So with having less time on the screen, gives me more time to catch up on my books that have been waiting for me. So what do we got up here? We've got Sketching People, about sketching what you can see in an urban sketcher's guide. Manga Your Own World, how you can convert people you know and things around you into manga sort of style art. Comics. So I've always been a big fan of comics. Now if you want to do your own comics, you need to know how to draw action. So a book on drawing action. Now this is something my son gave me, who's a good artist, but this is for me and this is my level, absolute and utter beginner drawing. So I've got to even start with that one. Digital photography, no screens. So I'll try and work out how I might do digital photography without screens. I can read a bit about physics, which is something I enjoy reading about. Filmmaking. I've done 2 years of the 48-hour film project. The most recent one this year in September was pretty successful, not from a prize point of view, but just even completing it, and my son being one of the on-screen actors. Now a bit of Destiny. So Destiny is a screen thing, but maybe I can do a bit of Destiny art, a bit of sketching of Destiny, something like that, that's not screen related but still Destiny related. Now this complements the Sketching People one. It's just a more general urban sketching book. Watercolor. Now some of these watercolors are really nice. So I've got some bits and pieces of watercolor materials, so I'll try that while I'm doing this stuff. National Geographic Mars. So Mars is a topic I'd like to pursue a bit more from a colonization point of view. Now moving along, the Halo up there was that's one of the PC versions of Halo that you can hack to actually use to make cinema out of it. So machinima or machinima, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Now down here we've got a couple of Korg controls, keys and dials basically. Because I might be doing keying with script or singing, I might be doing DAWs, which are computer-based, screen-based musical stuff. I'll actually later on start using my Korg MS-20 again, which is a completely analog system, no screen in sight, a lot of potentiometers and a patch bay you can patch from place to place, so that'll be something absolutely non-screen to do. Next, this is a bit along the line of internet marketing, but actually it's an old one of how to start and operate a mail order business. So perhaps I should even just drop back to direct marketing instead of internet marketing, but I think I'll just use the concepts of it and actually do a bit of internet marketing with my little bits of screen time. This is CineScore, which is something produced by Sony now since discontinued, which was used to generate auto scoring. The TubeBuddy system that goes with YouTube, or you can use to optimize your YouTube, also has an AI-based music system, which you'll possibly use as a bit of a supplement for that. Another drawing book, this one of Drawing Italy. So this is traveling and drawing as you go. Now Ogilvy on advertising, something I should reread. I've read it and that will help me with my communication of marketing stuff. Now this is something. Common Lisp. So this is a little handbook of Common Lisp, which is a programming language. And you might think, well, he's going to have to use a screen for that. But what I was thinking of, maybe I should get some old Fortran coding sheets, write my Lisp out in longhand, and then maybe I can machine read it into a system. Next book is one of my favorites, Rational Choice in an Uncertain World by Dawes. This is a guy who really talks about the proper way or what he believes is the correct way to make decisions, and one of his most interesting points is that one of the best ways to make decisions is just as a linear sum of the best variables. So the trick is really choosing the right variables or the right things to think about, and then how you combine them, whether they're weighted or unweighted. As long as you've got the sign right, so you know what's positive and what's negative, that's enough. Now this is a book I'm looking forward to reading. It's called The Painted Bird. It's been recommended to me, so I'll read that and let people know how it goes. This is again a bit more art things. So this is Frank Frazetta, who's a 60s, 70s, 80s fantasy artist of the Conan sort of style. Now I could reread this, I've read that once, but with continuing Star Wars coming out, it might be interesting to reread. Now, Cowboy Bebop. If I've got a bit of time, I can always visit a bit of French. Ghost in the Shell is another anime graphic novel. Then I've got this Eddings one, which actually given to me my son, my oldest son. The next one is Dictionary of Musical Themes, which is very interesting because it covers just the beginning of all range of musical themes, and you can look it up by theme. So after the Dictionary of Musical Themes, we've got this interesting book, How to Disappear. It's just a matter of, and it's quite relevant in today's world of questionable privacy, so it's partly how to protect your privacy. This is an interesting book, The Buddha's Wife. It's written by the same fellow who wrote The House of God, which is a classic 70s or 80s telling of what it's like to be a first-year doctor at a hospital and all the stuff that goes on. And then this is an internet marketing book, mainly about how to present webinars and how to get people enthused and engaged in what you're trying to promote. So there's some of my books and stuff that I need to work through while I'm having my decreased screen time. And then the other non-screen stuff I did was a bit of gardening. So as part of my screen-free life, I finally got round to repotting this plant. There were a few cuttings that I'd put into a bucket to let them shoot. It was a bit early in the season, so it was a bit cold when I got them to shoot, but they eventually ended up putting some roots out. Now I've just put them into a pot, and Bossy's expecting the pot for us. So that's one of the things I got done with my screen-free life. And so part of getting my hands dirty. Also I found it's hard to work a screen with hands like this, so I actually ended up knuckling it in for my password. And this is what it looks like when it's finally tidied up. So there's a couple of steps I've taken towards being a screen-free life, or at least a screen minimal life. So watch each day. This was day 2, and tomorrow of course will be day 3, so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.